On lap 26 of the race, Mick Schumacher lost control of his Haas F1 car as he approached the swimming pool chicane, snapping to the right side of the track. His car brushed up against the Armco before crashing into the Tech Pro barrier at the exit of the corner. The rear end and gearbox of his Haas VF22 detached on impact, but Schumacher was quick to report that he was fine over the radio. The race was initially halted by a virtual safety car before being replaced by a full safety car. Race control ultimately decided to raise the red flag so that the barrier could be fully repaired. Schumacher was taken to the hospital as a precaution following the accident, but was quickly cleared by FIA officials. When he arrived in the media pen, Schumacher confirmed he was fine, but he was perplexed as to how he had lost control of the car. It felt super weird. From what I saw on the video, it just seemed like we were like 10 centimeters further out, and that kind of triggered maybe a wet patch or whatever with the front wheel, which then translated into a rear wheel slide. That's where basically the rear came around. I tried to correct it, and that's why I went to the left. It's very unfortunate and annoying. There have been numerous reactions from drivers both during and after the race, with some pleading with the FIA to look into driver safety further. One such driver is two-time world champion Fernando Alonso, who hopes the FIA in Formula 1 can learn from the Monaco Grand Prix crash. The weight of F1's 2022 cars, according to Alonso, could be one of the reasons Schumacher's car split so easily, and despite Schumacher's safety, the Spaniard called the incident very serious and urged the FIA and Formula 1 to learn from it in order to prevent future drivers from being put in danger. Luckily, he was alright, but I hope Formula 1 and the FIA will draw the right conclusions. It seems to me that the car didn't split in two because something was wrong with it. The problem isn't the cars themselves, but their weight. They are very heavy, currently more than 800 kilograms, so the inertia when they hit the wall is much higher than before. Perhaps this experience will teach us something. However, following Mick Schumacher's second $1 million crash of the season, F1 journalist Joe Saward believes Haas would prefer a different driver for next year. According to Saward's latest blog, Schumacher's major crashes are wearing thin for Haas, and there is speculation that the team would prefer a different driver next year, though Ferrari has a say in the matter. When it comes to one half of Haas's line, Ferrari has the final say, with Schumacher a Scuderia-backed driver. If they agree that the German's time is up, despite the fact he is now 28 races into his career and has yet to score a point, the pickings from Ferrari's academy are slim, with the team lacking a single junior in Formula 2. In Formula 3, they have Arthur Leclerc and Oliver Behrman, but that is a big step up to the Premier class. Schumacher, on the other hand, is rumored to be joining Aston Martin next season. The rumor in Monaco is that Mick's people are now looking at other options for the future and that Aston Martin might be a good choice for him because he's German, younger, and less hairy than Sebastian Vettel, and he's not too fast for Lance. However, not everyone is as harsh, with four-time champion Sebastian Vettel defending his countryman. It's so easy to get it wrong so quickly. I don't know exactly what happened to him. I haven't seen it, but the main thing is he's okay. I think there's no doubt he's capable of doing a lot more than what he's showing at the minute, but I think you guys need to give him a bit of a break. With teammate Kevin Magnussen retiring just before Schumacher's incident with a power unit issue, team principal Guenther Steiner was spotted storming through the paddock as Haas's perfect record in Monaco came crashing down. However, after Schumacher suffered a major crash in qualifying for the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix, forcing him to miss the race, team principal Guenther Steiner issued a stern warning to his sophomore driver following the race. With Mick, we obviously saw what happened. It's not very satisfactory having a big crash again. We need to see how we move forward from here. Nonetheless, Haas has made significant progress this season, moving from the slowest team to the center of the midfield battle. The changes allowed Haas to strengthen ties with Ferrari, which has already been taking as many components as possible from the Italian manufacturer to use on its F1 car as permitted by regulations. The move has been credited in part for the team's improvement in 2022, with the team scoring 15 points already this season after scoring just 3 points in the previous 2 seasons. Despite the fact that no formal complaint has been lodged with the FIA about how closely Haas is working with Ferrari, the setup has been checked and approved by F1's governing body. Magnussen believes the changes have helped the team improve its car development rate by bringing different departments closer together. Yeah, that's been a nice change in the team. The year I've been away, they've moved. It's a bigger group now in Maranello. I think that helps communication between the different departments, just being able to go and talk to each other. Our team for all those years have been spread out over the world. In the US, and then 2 places in Italy and 1 in England, so very spread out. And I think in terms of communication, it makes it easier when you can just go to a mate's desk and have a chat. So, it's better, and it's also grown, and we have more people, and it feels better, and of course the car shows that too. So it's in a good place Haas are pointing. Because Haas is a small team, another aspect of their comeback has been the implementation of a budget cap. The $145 million cost cap for F1 has come under increased pressure as a result of rising inflation and energy prices caused by Russia's invasion of Ukraine. That means F1's biggest teams will struggle to meet the cost cap, as budgets were set long before the economic downturn began, and Red Bull's Christian Horner even suggested his team would have to miss races if they had to stay under the current cap. The cost cap has already improved competition dramatically, according to Steiner, whose team is still working up to the budget limit rather than having to scale down, and he believes it is up to the biggest spenders to get their budget under control. It's mixing it up. I think, as I always said, short term, nothing will change, but mid to long term, I think it will get even closer together. But therefore, we shouldn't now change the budget cap and up it, because this is actually good for the racing in the midfield now. You never know who is the best of the rest, and I think if we continue with the budget cap and with the rules, it will get even closer together to the big guys. I mean, we all have to make it. I don't have a job if I tell my boss I don't make it to the end of the season. That's my job. We need to do, because if you don't finish the season, the next year you don't get any money. I think there are 9 teams who are very happy about it if Red Bull has to miss races because they don't get any money next year, and we can divide it. For sure, Ferrari will be happy if they don't come to the last 4 races. I think my solution is I need to make work one way or another, and I think most of the team principals have the same instructions. Wolff McLaren colleague Andreas Seidel are among the team's leaders, advocating for a temporary budget cap allowance to offset increased freight and utility costs while maintaining the current cap's long-term integrity, which is a solution Steiner can support because freight is organized by FOM. We just take the transport cost. I would say it costs $3 million more this year than last year. Up the cost cap maybe $3 million on the transport costs, because that's also easy to police because everything is done by FOM. So you cannot say, oh, I spent more, because FOM sends you the bill. Everything is very transparent. And then say next year if the transport cost comes down again, it's a kilo price. It's very easy to monitor and to control. Okay, it's down again. We take that $3 million away. What are your thoughts on Haas's performance thus far this season? And do you see them improving further? Will Mick Schumacher recover after struggling this season in comparison to teammate Kevin Magnussen? We'd love to hear from you in the comment section below. Thank you for watching. If you liked the video, please consider liking and subscribing to the channel, and don't forget to click the bell button to be notified of future videos.